Hello?
Hey, good evening. There you are.
Hi.
It cut you off in mid. It was like evening. I was like, oh, okay. Either he's got lag or I do. But well, how's your week going? Doing all right? Better.
Yes, doing fine.
Good. Good. I
Taking a
hope you're enjoying a good weekend libation as I am here.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Hmm.
I'm taking a 5 day weekend on this holiday weekend, so
Um, we are back. We have returned for the rematch of scenario number 5. The enemy was badly whipped. What is the context of that quote? Do you know?
I do know.
Well, do tell.
Oh,
Put you on the spot.
uh, it was Hood. Uh, Hood talking about the Battle of Franklin, and that from his perspective, the Union Army had retreated, so he'd won the battle. And I think it's an interesting history of this campaign, which I didn't know very little about before this title was came out.
Right.
It to me is debatable. Was Hood lying to
Sure.
himself?
Well, to be fair, I mean that's solid military doctrinal logic. They flushed them out of Franklin, so hence they won, right? That was his
Yeah,
thinking. So, I was just
and
yeah. When I saw it with this one, I was sitting there mulling it, trying to figure out how does it. It sounds like something Forrest would say, but I mean, really, does burning down a bunch of blockhouses constitute badly whipped? So it was interesting to find that out.
yeah, and that Hood to me has become a very interesting person to learn about. I want to try to find if there is a good biography of him. I don't know if there is, but certainly, we've talked about, and I'm reading now. It's a book on the. It's a 2 volume history of the Army, Confederate Army of the Tennessee by Thomas Conley
Right.
that covers the whole war. I read the second volume first because I didn't know there was a first volume. His approach is to not tell you what's going on with the Union except what the Confederate high command thought. So
Right.
it's really that part when they got up to when he discusses this campaign. Hood, again from the perspective of that book, and Hood really didn't have a clue what the Union Army had, or what was going on. He was just clueless, or he discarded what information he did had. So
Well, that's the true. I mean, that's a perfect example of he got the confirmation bias of what he wanted to
yes,
believe, and every Confederate soldier's worth 10 of them damn Yankees, right? So they could whip them all the way back to Nashville, and he would score a major coup. At
yeah,
least that's what he thought. But as you mentioned previously, it is has Shakespearean
it really
connotations.
is.
It really, yeah.
It really is, and you can say, I mean, you think about what happened at the Battle of Franklin. I mean, everybody talks about the generals that were killed, but that happened all the way down the chain of command. I mean, colonels, majors, captains, lieutenants. There was probably administratively no reporting of the casualties other than what you could see yourself, and it doesn't appear that Hood tried to see that.
I remember
So,
doing research for an old college project. We were allowed access to the sub basement of our college library, which is where they keep all the really, really good stuff. And they had the full, I can never remember the exact name of it, but the multi volume set of uh, the history of the war between the states that had all of the
mm,
casualty lists and just all of the logistical minutia that the War Department had put together from 1865 all the way through the 1880s. And if you wanted at least tabulated sources, you would go into that. And it was an incredible resource. And why our college had a copy, I don't know, but somebody got it, and I was thankful that they had it because it was just amazing to go through it. To just sit there and I was transcribing raw numbers directly from all the reports that had been put together. It was very eye opening. Specifically, like you were saying, once you get down past colonels and majors, they're just numbers on a ledger of killed in action, right? But wow, we got philosophical tonight.
yeah, a little divergent from our normal
That's
topic.
okay. This is what we do with with commands and colors. We wax historical, and I'm taking the Confederates tonight. So Roger will then have the burden of trying to defend poor Murfreesboro with Milroy and his subordinate Thomas. We will not belabor all the rules because we've been chatty tonight, but I will get the first initiative for turn number 1. Then we will go to normal. I will get the tied initiatives. And I'm trying to get 43 victory points for a marginal Confederate victory tonight. And that can come from an array of possibilities. We saw that the low-hanging fruit are these blockhouses, each worth 6 victory points. There are 7 of them. So if I can work my way all the way down the Nashville and Chattanooga Railroad and get all 7 of them, that puts me within 1 point. And then it's up to something else. Either I get one of these victory point locations, which would be the 3-pointers, Catalpa, Salem, or Maple Grove. And of course, we need to point out the big difference here is this is not a control. They must be occupied at the end of turn 4 by a Confederate unit of at least 1 manpower. And so those are worth 3, and Murfreesboro itself is worth 6, and either one, but not both, of Fortress Rosecrans, either one of those fortresses spaces are worth 12 victory points. And it is a +2 for Union losses and a -3 for Confederate, because that's the way we're doing it. I got to get the points tonight. You've had a week to reflect now. What do you think about this one? Now that we've had input from Joe, that was very nice feedback.
Yeah, I think last week I got the blockhouses, and spoilers if you haven't watched our last episode, please do so. I got a little cocky. The blockhouses just fell for me like dominoes, and then I didn't really have a plan after that, and I let myself get distracted and bad, and it didn't turn out for me. That's all right. And yeah, Mr. Balakowski had a nice rules interpretation for us about the district leader Milroy, and I knew there was something, and I just couldn't find it in the rule book
Well,
because I was looking in the wrong book.
that was for both of us. I mean, my first instinct was, oh yeah, all district leaders -2. I thought that was the case, but then I was sitting there picturing. I was like, well, that was in the Stonewall Jackson's Way 2 all green alike part, and so thus I inferred, erroneously as it turns out, that it was specifically for that title. But no, it is now part of the series rules that it is at the very end of the assault procedure. So if you're looking, I believe there's an example of an assault, and then afterwards they talk about the die roll modifiers, and then prominently there it says -2 for district leaders. So you make your assault attempt with them, and you roll, and it's -2 to the die roll. So it adds a little possibility, but luckily for our recording last week, it did not affect the outcome because I rolled a 5, and
Yeah.
I needed a 4, as it turns out. But
And that's kind of an interesting thing because it's you want to 1 through, if you're only going to do one unit, 1 through 4 gets you the unit. Where if you're trying to do a march, you have to get a 4, 5, or a 6. So it's
exactly,
kind of,
yes, and that was a perfect example. I struggled with that, and really, when I look back on that again, as Roger said, spoilers. If I was doing it again, I would have marched. I made the march attempt the first time, and
mhm.
then potentially had saved to that fatigue because I rolled and failed, and then of course dopey me was like, oh, you could do that with a march and potentially pull it off anyway. So you just, in the heat of battle, I love to throw that out there, is in the heat of battle we
Yeah,
all forget these little things, strategically, but that's okay.
yeah. And I completely forgot that they can do a grand assault till I reread the
Right,
rules on that.
right.
And so that is a possible. It's a 2. You have to get a 1, I
Right.
guess.
They do not get the -2 for the grand assault attempt, unfortunately. So
So for
that
Milroy
would
to
be
wrap.
they'd be super powered, and
Yeah,
we know they're just pompous functionaries anyway. But
pretty much. Yeah,
okay, well, you ready to get started?
I believe so.
Okay,
Yes, I think we
I've been
are.
puzzling how I'm gonna use my free opening move here, and uh, I've got like 6 different possibilities, and I don't know what to do. I still don't know what to do. But would you like to move Milroy at all?
No, he's gonna stay put. He'll stay right where he is.
Okay. Well, think I don't think I need to move Forest. We'll just see how this die roll goes. So I will do like you did, and I will open up with all 3 of these units here under Forest, or with Forest's command. They will go to fatigue level 1, and we will get a +3 to this die roll. So good luck to you, sir.
Good luck to you.
I'm gonna need it.
I don't think so.
Uh,
We'll see.
well, we'll see. Much depends on this first die roll. So here we go. Plus 3, 13. Okay. Now, what to do with it? Buford go 1, 2, 3, 4. And he will attempt to burn that blockhouse. And so he will get a plus 2 because he's got a 2 manpower and he's got enough left over for prepared. So we will attempt to burn Antioch blockhouse. Here we go. 1D plus 2. And I do.
Yep, easy. Easy
All
peasy.
right, so we'll move that out of the way and activate. All right, so that one is burned. Next, we'll have Jackson and Armstrong. They will go 1, 2, 3. Also, getting a plus 2 to this attempt. Same thing. Prepared plus manpower of 2. So here we go. Plus 2. And they burn that one.
Oh, easy peasy again.
There we go. And then Forrest will come here with his unit. And we'll go 1, 2, 3. And then this one will also just be plus 2 because Forrest is there. And we've got enough for a prepared attack. So here we go. Final attempt. Plus 2. And it's a 4, so no effect. Womp, womp, womp. But hey, nothing bad happens. So, oops.
I haven't been keeping track in terms of movement points, but I believe you'd have some extra movement points at least with Jackson and Armstrong.
Let's see. So, yes, I moved Jackson. That is a very good point. So we got, he moved 1, 2, 3, and then 8. And we had 13. So he has 2 left over. So he will go 1, 2, and end up there. All right. Well, we will move on. Here's our first real initiative, and it is yours.
Well, we're going to activate G. Johnson. 2 dice. He gets an 8. So he's going to go just 1, 2 to that blockhouse. Well, let's do something a little different. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go to that blockhouse. And he's going to throw up a flanks refused initiative. It's yours.
Okay. Well, let's have Bait march then. So he'll go to fatigue level 1. Here's his movement plus 1. It's 5. So he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm at 0, but you can certainly withdraw if you wish.
We'll stand.
Okay. Here is the next initiative. It's mine again. So Bait will go to 2. And he will now make a march of plus 1. That's 4. So now what would G. Johnson like to do?
We'll stand.
Really? Okay. Hmm. How aggressive do I wish to be right out of the gate? It would be plus 1 tactical, plus 1 prepared, plus 1 for ratio, and then minus 1 for artillery. So that would give me a plus 2. And I'd get another one for the flanks refuse, so that would be a plus 3 attack. So I think I'm going to make that attack. So here is a plus 3 against G. Johnson from Bait. Confederate on the right. And it is a plus 6.
On a 2. It's a 1 DR. And I've got to retreat 4 to 6 hexes away.
I think the most expedient one is up toward Stewart's branch there.
Yeah, that puts me right in the way of Forrest's boys coming down the hill.
You could go to 5823 and then come down to 5825 if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was looking at. Or if I head straight north, he's done for the day. Yeah, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and 6 to there. Well, you made me pay for that, didn't you?
All right, so we will occupy that blockhouse. And you said you took one
Yeah,
power loss. Okay,
that's the one.
that's the magic one, isn't it?
Yep, yep.
All right.
Right off the bat.
Okay, initiative. It's mine again. So we'll have Forest activate everybody in range again. Go to 2. Here's their movement plus 3. It's 12. Buford will just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So he could make a normal on that one. But we'll just hold tight, I think. Jackson will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. And then Forrest will make an attempt here on this one. So it is a plus 3 to this roll. So here we go. And they get it. So he had 12 and he used 8, so we'll go 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, initiative. It is yours.
Well, 5th Tennessee cab unit goes 15-1. Here's their movement. It's 8. He's just going to do 1 back to that blockhouse. Initiative. It's yours again.
I think Bait will go to fatigue level 3. And he will march. Here's his movement plus 1. It's a 3, so not enough for that. So he's got a, right now, just a plus 1 to his roll. Oh, first we need to make an extended. So extended march for Bait. He's okay. So he would get a plus 1. And that is all. Well, he's almost done anyway, so let's just go ahead and make the attempt. So plus 1, he burns it.
Well, that's 4.
That is 4, so put that at 24. Okay. Initiative. It's mine again. Forrest will activate Buford. And he will go to 3. Here's his movement plus 3. 13. So Forrest will transfer down. Here's the extended march for Crossland. He's okay. So we'll now make a plus 3 attempt on Laverne. And they destroy it.
5th one.
And they have some left over. Let's see. So we got 5 left over. And I think we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Initiative. It is mine.
I should just assume now that I'm not going to get my percentage of initiatives based on. Let's just make that assumption right off the bat. Say I'm going to spend most of the evening sitting and watching.
That's yeah. That's kind of
Not that there's much I can really do
right.
on
That's
this day
that. I
one,
mean,
but
I was there, man. I understood. I was like, oh yeah, let's watch him. Just I could see the glow of the burning blockhouses for miles and
yeah,
miles. Force will. I think we'll just sit there on that one. We're not. There's no rush for that. No sense teeing Ross. So we'll activate Palmer. He'll come on to fatigue level 1. Here's his movement. It's a 5. He'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Initiative, it is yours.
There we go.
Stats be damned.
Okay. We will have the 5th Tennessee will build some entrenchments. He has an abattis, and he went to fatigue 2. Initiative. It's mine again. Give him an opportunity. He'll go to fatigue 3. He doesn't have to roll for extended march because he's going to increase his entrenchments again to breastworks 1, which is the same as the Beatus, but at least he's getting a little closer. Initiative. It's yours.
We will have Palmer march to fatigue 2. Here's his movement. 4. Just come on down the pike. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Initiative. It's mine. I do believe I will pass.
Okay, now the question is, do I bring... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take 5th Tennessee to fatigue 4 and have them build some more entrenchments. Not that that's going to make much of a difference because I burned G. Johnson. He was really the force that I needed. Anyway, initiative, yours.
I will pass.
Okay, now, well, Milroy will activate Thomas. Here's their movement. 1 die plus 1 is a 2.
I believe that's what happened to me as well. So they don't
Mm-hmm.
want to move.
Well, they're
There's good eating in Murfreesboro.
it is. It's good restaurants. Nice town to visit. Well, I'll take them 1 and 2 to Fortress Rosecrans West. Initiative. It's yours again.
I'll pass again.
Okay, don't want to break them any further north. I think the answer is I want to try. So we'll take down fatigue 2. Here's their movement. 2 again. So they're going to go to Miss Grissom's
I
house.
blame her for the apple pie. She distracted everybody.
and end up at Spring Hill Cemetery. Hopefully isn't anonymous here.
Right.
Initiative. Mine. Oh my goodness. I win an initiative outright. Pretty disastrous first day. I'm going to leave Milroy where he is. Not a terrible spot. He can head north or south. I'm going to pass.
Yeah, I'm going to pass as well. So we will end day 1. We're recovering. We have recovered. People are tired. Let's see. Armstrong is fairly fresh. So, okay. Would you like to do any leader transfers?
Let's see. I think I am going to move Milroy down to Van Cleve,
Options are good.
which I think is, yeah, he's in that district. Check and make sure. That's it for me. Oh, he's the only guy I can move, so.
Right. And I'll keep Forrest where he is. So here is our first initiative for turn 2. And it is mine. So Forrest will activate Crossland with Buford. Since they are paired together, we go to fatigue level 1. Here's their movement. Plus 3. It's 11. So they will go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. And if I got rid of him, that would cushion it a little bit, and I wouldn't have to worry about anything. But I need a big one. So there. Let's see if I can do this another way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Yeah, either way, you've got escape attempts. So sorry to talk all this out. This is
No, this is you're still calling these instructional videos, so
that's true. That's true. Why do I do
so
the things that I do?
and when I played other people, I miss talking about the situation
Right,
because nobody wants to talk about it. They
right.
all just want to,
Just go.
and
Right.
they just want to play, or it's secretive.
Yeah,
Don't want to give
yeah.
away their strategy. It's like
So, do I wait for the extra +1? I'll wait for the assault. Give you a chance to run away. Agony. Man.
I'm not going to run very far.
Well, that's true. Well, you could potentially get away. I mean, you could slip right away. Um,
I'd have to head north, right?
you
Because there's no
would,
ford.
right? I could get +2 more with an assault, and that would be kind of the comfort level I need mentally to not lose forest for a day. So I'm gonna hold off, and we'll trust the initiative dice. So here we
That's probably not a bad
yeah,
decision there.
here we go. Here's the next initiative, and it's yours. Look at that.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay. Yeah, let's give Johnson somewhat of a chance here. So we'll take him to fatigue 2. Here's his movement. 2 dice is an 11.
They know to get out of there. Now, the
Uh,
all important
extend.
extended march, he may just evaporate.
I think he need anything but a 6, right? He has no modifiers to this
It's late
roll.
war, that's right. Yep. Oh, okay. Look at that.
Came close. Okay, so this is rolling terrain. Okay, so it's 4 to there. 7,
Hmm.
8. Wow, now where does he go? 9 to here,
Okay.
and he's
He's
done.
done. Yep.
Or he could go back to Walnut Grove, but he'd have to stop there right next to
And
Ross.
that would be a flanking if I come across the river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's put him there. Let's force you to spend some fatigues to chase him
True
down.
enough.
And he still has a ford to get away from. We could cut him off if you really want to spend how much effort you want to go after him.
Right.
So initiative,
Okay.
it's
I
yours.
do believe
I
we
mean, you've
have.
got that manpower loss I was
I
chasing
know.
last week.
So I do have work to do here with this blockhouse. So we're gonna have Forrest activate Jackson to 1. And here's his movement +3. Oh, that's not good. So Forrest will transfer to him, and it looks like all we're going to get is just a +1 to the roll for the blockhouse because I don't have 2 manpower. All I got is Forrest. So here's a +1 to the roll. It's a 4, no effect. Okay.
Force on fact, yeah.
Initiative. It's mine again. We'll have Armstrong come on down. Go to fatigue level 1. So here's his movement +1. 10. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Okay. Initiative. Mine again. All right. We'll have Ross go to 2. See if we can't get the matches working this time. Here's movement +3. There we go. So now we have a +2 to the roll. And yeah, we're doing prepared and forest. So +2 to this roll. And it's a 4 again. Smyrna is
Still no effect.
stuff. All right. Well, let's see. We used 8 on that, and we had 12, and we used 8, so we've got 4 left over. So let's do.
And you can try again. Or are you limited to one
Oh
attempt
no, I
per?
can't. I was just thinking about. I've got the 4 movement points left over. I could go boxing Johnson. So I think I will do that.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
So we'll go 1, 2, 3 to there. Initiative. Okay, now it's yours.
Johnson's not going anywhere, is he? Can't unless he attacks, which he's certainly not going to do. 5th Tennessee will go to fatigue 2, and he'll continue to dig in. Initiative. Mine again. let's take 5th Tennessee, take 3, and he'll just continue to dig in.
Fortress 5th Tennessee, the Cinco.
Yeah, it's wow, he's got to really keep digging here. He's on F2. Initiative. Mine again. Well, we'll take him fatigue. Just go ahead and give him the last. I think this gets him all the way,
Should get him to
right?
F3, yeah. I think it's 3 steps. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so can't really save Johnson. He's a dead duck. My initiative roll. It's
Okay.
yours.
Forest will activate Beaufort and Crossland to 2. Here's their movement plus 3. 13. Here's their extended march. Ah, they flip. Boo! Alright. Big Forest will transfer to Buford. They'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll use 8 for another attempt on Smyrna. So that'll be plus 2 to this roll. So here's a plus 2 attempt. And we get.
The 6th one, I believe.
Yes. So we're at 36, right? For that.
I got you 38
Right,
points right
with
now.
the 2-man power, right. Okay.
Yeah, if you, yeah.
Okay, so 38. So I need. Wow, I really do need that last one, don't I? Or something else.
Yeah, or
So
one of the,
one of the
let's
6
see.
or 2 of the 3.
Yeah, you got to get a
I
combination.
got to get 2 of
Well,
them.
Murfreesboro,
Murphy's, yeah,
Fortress Rosecrans would give it to you outright.
right.
One of the two,
Okay,
or a combination of the other options,
gotcha. Okay, so
with no losses on your part.
right. All right, here's
So
initiative.
that's
Initiative. It's mine again. Okay,
actually, if you kill that unit, you only need one of the
just one of them. Okay.
locations.
All right. Um,
Say what you want to about my spreadsheets; they come in
they
handy.
do come in handy. I'm constantly going back to them. We're gonna activate Palmer, so he'll come on down. Here's his
Yeah,
movement.
this is
It's 4. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Initiative. It's yours.
I'm gonna pass. I feel like I need to hold on to my
Sure.
options to see what you're going to
Right.
do. I don't think it does me any good to dig in
Mm.
because I've thrown away that one advantage I had by moving a little too aggressively with Johnson up to that breast to try to defend one blockhouse too far up the road.
Oh my God! Did you just make a World War II reference? A blockhouse too far?
I
I think
did.
you did. Yes.
I should have just done what you did and dug in and protected my line at the where the 5th Tennessee is
The
sitting,
line must be drawn.
Lawrence.
Yeah, and no further. We're gonna activate Bait then. He has done his job there at that blockhouse. So he gets fatigue level 1. Here's his movement plus 1. It is a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Initiative. It's yours.
I'm gonna pass again.
We will have Bait go to 2. Here's his movement plus 1. 3. Here's his extended march. He's okay. He'll go there. Initiative. It's yours.
Milroy will activate Anderson. Take him to fatigue 1. So it's 1 die plus 1. It's 4. So he's gonna go 1, 2, 3, and 4 to hunt. Initiative. It's mine again. And we'll activate Anderson to fatigue 2 with Milroy. Here's his movement. 1 die plus 1. 6. He's gonna go 1, 2 to the Baptist Church. Initiative. It's mine again.
3 in a row!
I know.
Disaster!
Okay, not quite yet. Okay, Milroy will activate Thomas. Here's his movement. 1 die +1. Wow, it's a 7. Milroy will transfer to Thomas. He's going to go 1, 2 to there. So he has 5 remaining. So this would be, if you were to attack, you get a +1 for prepared, -1. No, is it a -1 or -2 for artillery?
Just -1 because I only have one piece.
He only has one piece. -1. I've got 5 covered for flank, but which is probably the best I'm going to do against your big infantry. Alternatively, I could not attack and hope for a miracle to get the next initiative, get a assault, and then get the grand assault to pick up another +1. Yeah, that's not going to happen, is it, Roger? No, it's not. So this is probably my best attempt here, I think, because if I get it and I can get you to retreat,
If I retreat to
I could
Florence, I
potentially
lose a manpower.
you lose another manpower there if I don't cost manpower in the attack.
Right.
So I'm going to attempt a +1 assault with Thomas on bait and just go back over
Sure.
everything.
So attacking
+1 for type
on the march, right? Prepared, right?
on the march, prepared. Uh, Tactical is even. Artillery is a -1 because it's a 0 result and you have 1, so that zeroes that out. Flank, I have 5 hexes covered, but 5428 comes off because there's no connecting hex there. Or
And 5527 also comes off.
so there's no flank.
Right.
Oh, so it's a 0
Right.
attack. Oh, a 0 attack. You're right. They both come off. Well, we're still going to try it. 0 attack. Union left. Confederate right. And it's a +3 result.
Oh. So let's see if we can recap for the folks at home. I put bait into a fairly precarious situation, knowing that that was a possibility, and then the fortunes of war determined that the Union would get 3 initiatives in a row, and Milroy would step up and make a hugely unwise 0 attack, the Jiminy Cricket attack, if you will, and just get a +3. Well done, sir. I think
Well,
that may be the game right there. I think we can just preclude.
I don't think that's the game by any stretch of the
Mm,
imagination.
because now I'm all right. So let's well, I'm going to be at least 2 manpower, I think. So let's look at the combat chart here. So it's +3.
So you don't lose a
I don't
manpower
lose,
on
but
the
I am going to
attack.
lose one on the on.
Retreat.
Right. So we're going to go 2 fatigues, flip, and then the closest one I can go to is Florence. That is not farther away. It is in your zone of control, so that is a -1 manpower to that. So we lose a manpower, and then I give you that. So basically, the 2 points that I needed, I am now deficient by 1. So now I'm going to be 2 away, even if I get that blockhouse, which is probably not going to happen. So that's step 1, and then farther away would be Chapel. Is 2, 3.
Now, this is where I get it. You've done your 2. Now you're on retreat chart
I
2,
ain't
right?
right, and I can go anywhere as long as it's not closer or in your zone of control. So basically, I could go off road if I want. I could go to 5325. So maybe the thing to do is, do I get farther away?
You could stop
I
there
could
though,
stop
right?
there,
If
right?
you
But now Milroy's got his dander up, and he's flank city at this
well he
point.
well, he picked up 2 fatigues there on his attack, so he's at fatigue 3.
Okay. Um, but you know what? Prudence says I should just go back up here and get out of the way. So we'll do that. So great, great
Well,
attack.
if it had gone the other way,
Right,
that would have been the game. So
right. I think it still may be because now I got some serious work to do, but we'll see what we can do. So good job.
so initiative, it's yours.
Now I get it.
Yeah, that It's been a long time since I pulled off a string of initiatives like that. I got to tell you.
I hate this game.
Oh, come on.
I just sat there going, he can't possibly get another. Oh he got that. He can't possibly get. Oh, he got another one. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's adorable. And then you got the third one. I was like, oh. And then I thought
I,
for certain when I said, oh no, the zero points for flank, and you're like, oh, usually that'll shut you right down. But you're like, no, let's do it anyway.
well, if I'd had half a chance of pulling off a grand assault,
But that wouldn't. I don't think
that's
that would give you much anyway. I mean, it would
that'd give me a
give
ratio
you a ratio, but yeah, it would
if I
not.
could pull an Anderson. But
And it wouldn't even pull off the artillery. So yeah,
yeah, yeah, there'd only been an extra +1, so I was like,
right.
let's lose the game or win the game right here. Cause
All right. So Palmer will go
okay,
to two. We will we will press on and see what we can do. Palmer to two. Here's his movement. It's five. So he's got to come one, two, three, four, and five. Initiative. It's yours.
I'm going to. I wish there was some way I could do something with Johnson, but there's just he can't go anywhere, so I'm gonna pass.
All right. Then let's. I need more cavalry. Send more horses. Um.
That was what I thought last week too. I
Yeah.
needed one more unit, and I could do one. It's just
All
yeah.
right. We'll send Palmer to three. And
I got lucky with Palmer last week
here
with
is his
movement.
movement plus one. Yeah. That's. He needs a five or six. Here's his extended march. He's okay. So he will then go one, two, three, four, five, and six to there. Initiative. It is yours.
I'm going to pass. I just can't risk anybody flipping.
Right. Uh, I am going to pass as well and end the day because I need more tools and everybody is expended beyond where their means should be. So we will end the day and everyone is recovered. And I will confirm we are on day 3 of 4. Well, yeah, right? Turn 3. All right. Would you like to do anything with Milroy?
uh, no, I think he.
He has certainly proven his pay grade thus
I
far.
think Thomas and Anderson are the at this point the Rosecrans guys have to stay. Fortress
Yeah.
Rosecrans has to stay
I
defended. I
I
can't
think
afford to
they are
lose.
window dressing. They really can't leave because they're too weak, and if they give up their forts, I mean,
Yep, and it's
yeah.
an opportunity. So they got to stay put. And so yeah, I think Thomas and Anderson are what I've got to fight with against all your guys. Given that I cost Johnson his life here, probably.
Well, but the question is, where do I put Forest? So I'm going to transfer Forest to Armstrong. I think he will get his most bang for the buck there. And that is all. Buford is with his. Jackson's with his. So okay. Would you like to do the honors for the first initiative?
Sure, and this is day 3, so we've got 2 days here to go. Lots of time. It's yours.
Okay. Well, let's not belabor the obvious here. I need to get rid of this burr in my saddle that is G. Johnson. Not that he is a burr per se, but he is costing me attention. So Forrest is going to attempt a cavalry assault across the river there. Armstrong goes to 1. And here is the attempt. It comes off. So by my notes here, we got +1 for assault. We got +1 for forest as part of the assault. We got +2 for his tactical over Johnson. And then we've got now a full flank, but 2 of those are going to come off. So I think with cavalry, even a full flank can only be reduced down to +1, if I remember that correctly.
I think that's correct. Yes.
Okay. So I'm looking at a +5 up and then -2 across the river. Looks like a +3. Uh, is that what you see?
Yes.
2, 3, 4. Oh, and I forgot the ratio. Forgot the ratio. That's important. It is a +3 for the ratio of 4 to 1. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's pretty important. So I have 8 up and 2 down for
Plus six.
+6. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah. He's pretty much
here's
gone.
+6 Confederate. It's +4, which is not a manpower loss, but he doesn't have anywhere to go.
Go ahead and hit. So he got hit with a DR. So he's got to go. Let's just add his fatigues. He's already got a D, so picks up another demoralization marker.
If I'm interpreting this the way he would still have to go farther away, which would be off map. Um, because even if he overrides that, he would still have to go through Jackson, which would be a -3. But either one of them is going to cause him to surrender or be eliminated. And this is where a comment section is invaluable because this doesn't come up very often. But if anybody out there is watching, perhaps one of the designers of the series, maybe, yeah, feel free to chime in. We would love to know the exact correct answer. But I'm interpreting that as they have a way to go, which is off map, which means that would be like being eliminated because that would be the highest priority.
Yes.
If I'm hiding the yes, he does that road, goes over that ford off the map.
Because it's all part of the same bullet restriction. He can't go closer. Can't cross a river. Can't go in a mountain. So, yeah.
Okay, so we will eliminate G Johnson,
Yep.
and we'll certainly have something to talk about next week if that is incorrect. Uh,
Well, I think that's fine. I guess I wrote him off a long time ago.
right. Okay. Yeah, we will cross the river. Did anything happen to +4 for
Nothing.
cavalry was an FA, so they get 1 fatigue, so they go to 2. Okay. All right then. Next initiative. It is mine. All right. All right. So Forrest is going to activate all 3 that are in range to fatigue level, or at least 1 fatigue level. Armstrong's going to go to. Yeah, he'll have an extended march, but that's okay. All right. Here's the movement +3. It's a big 14. I'm going to put him with Ross because he's the freshest. All right, so Buford does not have an extended march. He's going to go 14. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 to there. Ross. Do I do the safe bet or do I give you something to think about? All right, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14. And then Armstrong has an extended march. Here it is. He is okay. So he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. Initiative. It's yours. Here it comes.
Not necessarily. Okay, Milroy is going to activate. He's just going to activate Anderson by himself. Here's his movement. 1 die +1 is a 6. Okay, he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Initiative. It's yours.
Armstrong will march We'll go to 4. Here's his movement +1. 7. Here's his extended march +1. He's okay. He's going to go 1, 2, 3 to there. Initiative. It's yours.
I'll activate Anderson by himself, of course. Here's his movement. 5. He's just gonna make a min move to Pleasant View. What would Forrest and Ross and company like to do?
Well, you
That was
couldn't.
1, 2, so he has 3 movement points remaining.
He cannot attack going Zoc to Zoc,
Yeah.
so we will stand.
Yep. Initiative. It's yours.
And
You can get it.
Anderson's a creepin'. So. Hmm.
Murfreesboro is enough for you, I believe. If you can take it and hold it.
Murfreesboro would be enough, but you gotta hold it with Anderson
Yeah.
looming.
All the way to the end of the game.
Or we could do this. So we'll have Ross go to 2. He's fresh. So no need to worry about that. So here's Forrest activating Ross +3. And it's 11. So we'll go 2 to there. 5 to there.
With the
6,
apiarist and the
7,
fairground.
8. Right?
Yeah. Is apiarist what the hell is an apiarist?
Oh, it's a beekeeper. Apiarist.
Oh, okay.
There you go. We've educated people tonight. My friend Mike is an apiarist, and he has
My my
beehives.
neighbor is. I
Yeah,
didn't not know that. I'll have to say that to him next
there you
time I
go.
see him.
Okay, so Forrest is there, and he is currently sitting on Maple Grove.
Yeah, Maple
Maple.
Grove.
Okay, so we'll change that color briefly and see if Anderson wants to come play. So initiative, it is yours.
You got Salem right now. Just 43 points.
So yes, I am sitting right at the magic number, right?
Yeah. Okay, Milroy is going to activate Thomas. He goes to fatigue 1. 1 die +1 movement for him. It's a 5. He and Thomas are going to go 1, 2, 3 Catalapa. Initiative. Mine. Okay. You're at fatigue 2. Yeah, I'm going to take Anderson to fatigue 3. Here's his movement. 2. Extend march. For him is a +2.
Just a +1, I think.
+1. Okay, doesn't matter. He's going to go 1, 2 to Murfreesboro.
Right back where he started.
Right back where we started. Initiative. It's yours with double 3s.
I will have Ross go to 3 and build entrenchments.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, initiative. It's yours.
I'm playing whack-a-mole.
Mr. Balkowski was not kidding around when he alluded to the fact that the scenario design on this is like a CPA's dream.
It is interesting how the different, as we played all these titles, the various ways they've come up to make a scenario just not slam into each other and fight it out. We've had where one side gets points for leaving the map, and the other side takes points away for leaving the map. In this one, it's kind of a semi-maneuverable, but also you have to do some combat.
Mm-hmm. But
So do I come down? Do I take Milroy to fatigue 3 and try to see if I get Buford out of Salem? But then Palmer comes down and takes Catalapa. But if I do that, so it doesn't really help me. And he might flip and he might not drive him out, in which case then you have 3 locations. And I've got 2 to try to get you out of tomorrow. So I'm going to pass. I don't know if that's the right play or not. I'm going to pass.
And I am going to pass as well. And we will end day 3 uh, by the skin of my teeth. So, recovering, we are on to day number 4. Would you like to move Milroy anywhere?
Yeah, I'll move Milroy down to Anderson. Losing one unit is just brutal. That was the huge error I made at the very beginning of this scenario. So I'll move Milroy down there. I think that's the only play I can make at this point.
Okay. Yeah, it does have long-standing ramifications, and I didn't realize until tonight, just how incredibly important G. Johnson is. I kind of used him as a bulwark, but yeah, if you don't have that, that's
I'm
yeah,
one unit short.
yeah,
I can't cover. I mean, I'm going to open up Murfreesboro to try to get Forest.
hmm
As I was looking at last, it was like if I move Thomas down to try to get Buford, I might not succeed,
right,
and then you're just going to walk in and take. So it's whack-a-mole for me,
hmm
and I've got not enough units to cover all the holes.
that's right.
So I
Um,
think we'll try it and we'll see how this plays out. But
I I think I have to leave Forrest there. Buford will stay where he is. So here is our final first initiative, turn 4, and it is mine. The problem I have is if I just pass. I mean, I want to pass. That's my inclination, and just see what you're going to do. I know what you're going to do, but I don't want to get to the point where I have to react too much because if it gets away from me, then I won't have enough time or units to make things happen.
yeah,
So, I guess what we'll need to, yeah, let's move bait. If nothing else, we can have him as a check. So here's his movement +1. It is a 6, so that is handy. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Initiative. It's mine again. We'll have bait go to 2. Here's his movement again. It's a 4. He'll go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Initiative. It's mine again. I'm going to pass.
okay. We're going to take Anderson to Fatigue 1. Milroy will activate. So 1 die +1. 7. He's going to go 1, 2. He has 5 remaining. What would Forrest and Ross like to do?
So we're at 1.5, and you're at 4. So you get a 2 for 1. You get a +1 for that. A -1 for tactical. I will get the benefit of rounding in my favor on the artillery. So it's like I have 2 pieces of artillery. So
Yes.
so you have 2 up and 3 down. So a
Yeah, I have
-1.
a -1 is what I was calculating.
Yeah. So we will stand.
Yep, -1. This is probably going to end it for the night, I think, if I don't drive you out of there. -1, Union left, Confederate right, and it's a -3 result.
Yeah. So
No effect on you,
nope. And a
and
1
2D
2D.
on
Ooh,
me.
yeah, that's brutal.
So I think that's we can continue to play if you'd like, but I think
No,
that
no, that's I think yeah, we'll leave the victory points up there. I think that will do it. Yeah. Because yes, you are in a whack-a-mole, and now your most
he's
mobile
done.
most mobile piece is now done.
Yeah.
So Milroy is repulsed by Forest. That Devil Forest. Okay, well, final thoughts then. What do we think of it with the replay now? How different was it from last time?
Oh, it's very different. I made I was, when I kind of take a brief look at this over the week, if I, maybe I'll press my luck and go up to the blacksmith and try to defend there and run the risk of you making an attack. Boy, that was stupid. Don't do that. Don't do what I did.
And that was
Because
one of the opening agonies I had was like maybe I should move bait first and either go for the blockhouse or get down there and harass the 5th Tennessee. And when you moved that unit up there to the blockhouse, I said, well, yeah, that's prime. That's a prime candidate now.
that cost me. I hadn't thought all the way through. I thought, well, okay, I'll lose a manpower. That's all right. He might lose a manpower, and that's gonna put you in a hole, and you just can't afford to lose a manpower. That was
N-
just not a smart move. I should have played smart, stayed behind. What's that? What's that called? Overhauls Creek. Overhauls Creek.
yeah, overall's Greek. Yeah.
Stayed behind there, and that put me on the back foot. Got a little bit recovered when I was able to drive bait away.
Mm.
But losing as soon as I realized that Johnson was not going to make it, I kind of envisioned the end play here of not having enough guys to cover
Right, or at
all
least not to
four.
pursue, right, and push away. That was the only thing that stood out to me as being hugely significant. Like you, I had pretty early success with the blockhouses. Those first, well, I had Smyrna denied
Yeah,
Forest twice, which it seems like in both games we had one. I think
one
yours was either
a little
Laverne,
further up.
yeah.
Yeah,
So you have to kind of figure that statistically, one of them is just going to say, no, not today, not for a while. You're going to have to work for this one. But yeah, once mentally I had G. Johnson demoralized and in a box, the spider catching the fly in the web, then I was like, okay, I can work on this later. And then, Palmer didn't get as good of mobility as you had last time, but once I got him down there near Mrs. Settles to at least give you something to concern yourself with.
yeah,
That's what I like about this one. You liken it to whack-a-mole. I think that's completely apt. You just put pieces. If we're going back to our chess analogies, also you put pieces there to set up a checkmate, but it's just a check. It's literally just like, bringing bait down there at the end. I was happy that he got a couple of good moves, but I knew you were going to move Milroy out, so if Milroy did get Forrest out of there, then yes, now Murfreesboro is in play again.
yep,
Or at least he's protecting Armstrong in case you decide to go that way and try to get a free manpower loss on a cav retreat. So I have now, after two plays, incredible respect for this one. I think this is going to be a very nuanced scenario, and I can't wait to see it after 20 compiled play. I wish we had a place where people were compiling the data on this one, much like we do with commands and colors. It's like, how often does the Union win versus Confederate? What's the margin?
I hate to bring this up, and I feel bad. There's a fella doing it on Discord, and
Yeah, that's Eric. Right.
we haven't putting our game results in there.
Yes, Red Boot. He's been asking for years. So yes, I think we've been we do it of course through YouTube here, but we right now we will say the final on this one then officially, if we're doing the tally, is 36 points for Blockhouses, 6 more points for Maple Grove and Salem, so that's 42, and then I get an extra. The offset is 5, I believe. It's 8 to 3, so yeah, +5 for manpower losses, so that's
Yeah.
47,
Hmm.
which is Confederate marginal, I presume.
Marginal,
Okay,
but
I'll take
very
it.
likely, very likely larger because you'll be able to get into Murfreesboro.
I would think so. Yeah, so that's
Yeah, Murfreesboro is
another
not wide
6,
open for.
right?
Yeah.
Um,
And I could have, and this is again in retrospect when and to add another thing to the before I get a comment in the YouTube. My decision to retreat into the map edge was obviously an error. I should have retreated further north into the middle of the map, and potentially he would have had a place to go, though he probably still would have gotten killed.
it would have
Uh,
certainly made me pause to consider
yeah,
whether it was worth pursuing anymore. But once
yeah,
I could keep him in that little crook of the
yeah.
rivers, that was yeah.
Would have given him a chance to get away, but that was an error which I hope I will not repeat. I hope I
Well,
remember that in the future.
we are educating each other on these. Like
Um,
the first night you took Franklin just with Stuart. Like, what the hell just happened here?
yeah,
That's
that was as we talked about that. My experience is primarily playing you in these games, but that was the first scenario we had an automatic victory at the beginning of at the scenario, not at the end.
right.
So kind of like, yeah, I can just take 40 points away.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is. I think as people play this scenario over time as people get used to it. It'll be day 4,
It'll come down to a pip or two
a
because,
pip or two on day 4.
yeah.
This is one of those. If you make a mistake like I did on day 1, you're probably going to lose. Uh,
Well, can your opponent capitalize on it too? I
and your
mean,
opponent can
right?
capitalize on it.
Yeah.
And um, if two good players don't make that mistake, or a player makes a huge gamble right away, which is something maybe I should have done on day 3, is maybe I should have tried to go after Buford and try to get a manpower loss there.
Well, to that point, I mean, just having G Johnson there, I don't necessarily like to gamble with a piece as significant as Bait was there early on. But a +3, boy, that was really iffy. I was like, +3 sounds good, but I would just hate to, have him flip and then it takes him 2 days to recover. And I need him
Oh,
for other things, but,
yeah.
dice were happy with me. So, that was significant.
Yep.
So it was a great
But,
attack in, in hindsight.
yep.
Um, but we move
Let's
on
see.
now to the next scenario, which is number 6.
Scenario 6, the Battle of Nashville.
Ah, the big boy.
And
Okay.
this is what people come to see, I
I
think.
think so. Yes, we've distracted you momentarily with this side bet at Murfreesboro, but now we go right for the throat. And I think uh, I think it was Tebow who posted on Facebook today a picture of of a stack of forest stuff.
So yeah,
This is Forest Job, and there's like 3 burning forts around Nashville. So I
yeah.
thought that was something to look forward to in the campaign.
There was somebody else who commented about something about fighting around Nashville. The Confederate Army is hilariously outgunned or something like that.
Just
And
keep
I'm looking at the scenario right now, and I'm looking at, yes, they are
just
hilariously outgunned.
send another wave in, Colonel. Send another wave in.
I'm looking at the highest, which is what happened, of course, is 6. They have several 6 guys, but the Union Army has multiple 11s and
Plus
10
forts, plus this, plus
plus
that,
4.
plus
But
yes.
the Union Army has they have to be the aggressor. So
Well, this is another one in the books.
yeah,
So good game. And for those of you watching this after the fact, we of course still enjoy having you chime in the comment section below. So if you'll take a moment to click that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up if that is your desire to do so. We would love to have that. And more than anything, we love the feedback because we get a conversation going, and we will if you opine, we will certainly. I have it on my phone, so I see when these comments come in. So that's a kick. I love it when people give feedback. So, and I see Roger, you've been responding to as well. So we are here to converse with. If you would like to
yeah,
say,
yeah.
I would have done this differently. Well, definitely, I would love to hear that for future plays.
I'm pretty confident people will say, "Why did you do that?" I'm going to go because it wasn't a smart thing to do.
That's okay. We got it. You're
I,
pulling
I,
levers
I'm
sometimes.
I am the student in this game,
Nah, I think
so
you're
I'm
the I
allowed
think
to
you're
make
the
mistakes.
journeyman now. You are no longer the apprentice, sir. You're the journeyman.
Okay.
So we will move on to scenario number 6 next week, and you have a great week.
Oh, you too.
All right,
Talk to you next weekend.
take care. Bye.
Okay. Bye bye.